Hey guys, what's up? So there's a movie that people might have seen, or there's a movie that people might not have seen called Videodrome. And Videodrome is a very, very interesting and weird movie because it's it's a weird movie. It's like really, really hard to understand it. I do believe this movie came out in the 80s or something like that, but what's interesting about this is it's got a lot of like good stuff in it. It's got Debbie Harry, who is the singer of Blondie. At the time, she was a lot younger, and she was very, very popular, singing "Heart of Glass" and that rap song and everything like that. And so about this movie, it's interesting because if you look at the front of it, it basically says Videodrome. First it controls your mind, then it controls your body. And on the back, it says sci-fi horror filmmaker David Cronenberg's Scanners. So if you watch Scanners, it does have some similarities between Scanners and this movie. So if you liked Scanners, you'll probably like this one. Diabolical Invader is a TV show that seduces and controls its viewers. Basically, this guy, he finds this TV show on TV, and it's like on at night, and no one ever heard of it. And he sees like people on it, like, I'll tell you about it later, like here, featuring rock star Debbie Harry in her first major film. So this was the first time she ever played as an actress because she's really a rock star. As a kinky hostess. James Woods, who's the character, he's the main actor. He's also a lot younger in this one. I do think this is around the 80s in that time. James Woods as a cable programmer looking for the ultimate viewing thrills, right? And special effects makeup by Oscar winner Rick Baker, who did American Werewolf in London and also did Star Wars. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of makeup in Star Wars. There were maybe the aliens, right? But yeah, definitely like American Werewolf in London. That's when you really, really saw the makeup, the actual, the werewolf and all the undead and all the crazy shit. Videodrome is a pulsating science fiction nightmare about a world where video can control and alter human life. So how do I explain this movie? Well, you can explain it a little bit, but it's not going to make any sense. You can even watch it, and it won't really make a lot of sense. It's this TV show, and basically, like here, I'll show you the picture of it, right? This is a hand going through the TV set to reach out from the TV set so the James Woods character basically starts watching this TV show, and it looks like there's people being tortured on it, and he's like, well, it's just actors and they're pretending and whatever. And then he's watching it more, and he's like, wait a minute, they're not pretending. This is an actual live TV of people being tortured, and it's really weird. And he's just like, what the hell is this? And he starts watching it and getting into it and showing it to his friends and stuff like that. And he tries to like find where this is coming from and stuff like that. And as he goes on his journey to find out where this TV show is coming from, he goes deeper and deeper into this weird reality where he's not sure what's real and what's not. Like, he's got this gun with him, and then he looks at his hand holding this gun, and it's like it's fleshed onto his hand that he can't like drop it, and he can't get rid of it. And so like the TV set, there's like a hand coming through the TV set. He does get into like a little bit of a romantic scene with Blondie, and she's actually really good in this. I think she's a good actress. I really, it would be nice if she did more. If you look at like Olivia Newton-John, right? She's a pop star, but she was also an actress. She was in Xanadu. She was in Grease. She was in a lot of good movies. So just because someone's a performer of music doesn't mean they can't be a performer of movies, And so this is basically his friend, they're showing his friend, like, what the hell is this station? And his friend's like looking at it going, yeah, what the hell is that? This is weird. Weird stuff. It's about an hour and a half long, and it's got like here, this thing, like, it opens up, and if you get the DVD, I know this edition of the DVD, it's not really much of an interesting DVD because it's just a disc, right? But if you go here, you have the little pamphlet, and it says Videodrome, and then it's got some scenes from the movie, And it's interesting because like everything starts normal, but because of this TV show, and the more you watch it, and the more you get into it, and the more you like sit there and watch this TV show, the more weirder things get, and the more weirder the character's life gets, and the stranger things become. And then he can't tell the difference between like reality and what's in his head and what's in the TV show. And is the TV show controlling his head or his mind, or is he seeing what's real and what's factual? Is he like seeing something real, or is this TV show controlling his mind to make him see stuff? And James Wood, Debbie Harry Blondie, and you can see like she looks really, really young in this one. Because now, I mean, she's a little bit older. She kind of looks like how she looked when ABBA was around, and how ABBA looked back then, and how they look now. A bit older, but everyone gets older. So, and on the front of it, it's not much, but it's just like it's got this weird, crazy looking like illustration on the back, and right over here on the front, it just says "A Shocking New Vision." And basically, he's in this TV show. It just engulfs him and makes him like someone else. So like it changes him and kind of grows on him and kind of like parasites on top of him to change him and make him see shit and make him do shit that he wouldn't normally do because of this weird TV show. Now, does that make a lot of sense? No, not really. And if you watch this show, that's basically what it's about, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like, why is this? What is this? Like, they don't explain anything. They don't explain where this TV show is coming from. They don't explain a lot of stuff. Maybe they do explain it, but I didn't really catch too much of it. They don't really talk. They might touch on it a little bit and try to explain, but there's so much that's in here that doesn't make sense, that you wouldn't really understand. There's why is that TV show transforming him? Why is his flesh changing and his mind changing, and he's seeing stuff and things are happening which could or could not be real? And it's weird because the more he watches this show, the more he gets into this unreality, and the more he kind of gets into this show. It's interesting. It might mean that when people just get too obsessed over a show that's really, really powerful, they get so into it that their mind changes and they start to see things through the lens of the show and through what the show is showing them rather than what reality is and stuff like that. So it could kind of mean that. And I think at the time, what's interesting is at the time, TVs were called the boob tube, TVs were called basically the dummy box, because people would just watch TV and not think about anything and not do anything and just sit there and watch TV. And you don't have to think, and you don't have to really, you don't have to do anything to watch TV. Just sit there. And people were saying, oh, the more you watch TV, the more stupid you get. But whether that's true or not, they made this sort of like that, which was the more you watched this TV show, the more you would get into it, and the more power it would have over them. And the more they wouldn't, the show controlled their reality, and the show controlled what they saw, and the show controlled what, not only what they thought was real, but what was real. It's hard to tell if the show was making these things unreal, or if he was just seeing these things in a certain way which was unreal. And then they don't really explain it. But that's pretty cool, because this is the kind of B-movie, cult-following kind of movie that, don't expect this to be an amazing movie, right? But it's a B-movie. And it's definitely worth watching if you want to watch something strange and a thriller and a nice ride for the amount of movie. It's not a long movie, it's an hour and a half long. But if you want to see something weird and strange and something that's not usual and hasn't been done before and really hasn't been done after, it is a little bit like Scanners, but it's a lot different than Scanners. You can't really compare the two. And whatever it means, I guess it means different things. It could mean a lot of different things, and it could mean different things to different people. But also what's interesting about the movie is it doesn't really tell you what it means. It doesn't explain it. It's got the character and what happens, and I'm not going to spoil anything about it. It's got the character and what happens, and what they're going through and what's going on, and the drama and everything like that. But it doesn't really tell you a lot of what it's trying to say and what it's about. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. If you saw this movie, if you ever heard of this movie, like and subscribe, click the bell if you want to be notified when I make a video, and I will see you guys in another video later.